So I'm like, why you not being honest with these? Why you not being honest with them? And then it was like, why y'all not asking questions? Like, there's stuff about this boy that I used to like question all the time. And it's like, y'all don't know. It's a simple fact. It's the same thing where it seems like her and Cece not telling their family about how many kids he has. That's on y'all. Y'all should be embarrassed. Like, for real, because I know people will be like, oh, how you... No, all them kids was born in between my relationship with him. So I only knew about 2 babies and then a maybe baby. And then when I found out about the maybe baby, there was 2 other kids that was born during our relationship. So for any of them naysayers, not even, don't come to me with that. Like, for real. So I told him just like this. I said, after the last time you left my house, you didn't leave no money. And you left me in a very big predicament where I said you would never, ever be able to lay your head over here no more. But what I can do is I can rent you the back room for $200 because I already know I'm moving. I can rent you the back room for $200 and all you have to do is just pay me that until my lease is up, because my lease is up, like I think I said like 3 months more than what my lease, because I think my lease would have been up like in 2 months, but I told him it was going to be up in 4 or 5 months because I already knew his pattern. So he was like, okay, thank you, or whatever. So we're cordial, nothing. I take him to work, he gives me gas money. It's just like that. Like I said, my son was already aggravated that he was there. So a couple of weeks go by and then we start talking and we got into this big argument because he was trying to do the same thing he was trying to do, because I'm like, no, my door gets locked at 11 o'clock and I'm not giving you the key, so you need to start making decisions because now you're starting to come late to my house again. I'm like, here we go again with this bullshit. So we get into this big argument. I'm like, no, you need to respect my household. I don't have to have you here. I'm doing a favor for you at the end of the day. So you need to respect my house. So the next day, I guess he comes to his senses and then he says to me, his mom ends up seeing Jay, his second oldest son, at the DMV, or see her somewhere, or he sees her somewhere or whatever, and she's saying how she's gonna be getting married. And I'm like, oh, okay, to a girl? He's like, no, to a guy. I'm like, so she's not gay anymore? And then he started laughing. He was like, Cece said the same thing. And I kind of rolled my eyes or whatever. And he was like, well, I guess not. All I know, she said she was getting married. And I'm like, okay, what's that got to do with me? And then the next day, he was like, there's a Facebook page, I guess it says, does he belong to you? And he's like, his picture was on there. And I think Cece found it and was like showing him. And he was like, you know about this page? But mind you, around this time, I'm totally not on Instagram, still deactivated. Facebook, I'm barely on there. If I'm on there, I'm either posting like my kid's birthday or I'm posting happy birthday to somebody. I'm not active like that on there because, like I said, I already have promised. Like I'm done with social media. I was like, why would your picture be on a site like that? But then again, you're the type of person that somebody probably would put your picture up on there. And he was like, I don't know, but when I did the research, it was some white girl. And I was like, oh, I don't know nothing about that. Nothing. So then a couple of days go by, because he was at my house for like almost 2 weeks. So the next week, he comes up to me. He was like, you're not going to believe what just happened. And I'm like, what? Now, mind you, Shay number one, his oldest daughter, ended up getting into a relationship. And she ended up having another baby by this dude. So her second baby daddy, I guess, he was messing with some tranny or something like that. And the tranny was putting him out. Once again, Cece is the one that told him about how Shay number one, baby daddy, was on that Facebook page that Tranny was literally like calling him out. So he was like, supposedly, Shay number one's baby daddy, the second one, is gay because the tranny was putting him out on the Facebook page. I'm like, damn, that's embarrassing. Like, but then it was like in my back of my mind. It's like, it's funny how CC keep finding all these information for you. So then something happens. He ends up losing, I think, the job or whatever. And he ended up getting his last check. He gives me the $200. And then he was like, next month he's gonna get me the other $200. Because mind you, he was only there for 2 weeks, but mind you, he still owed me from that last time he did that shit. So he was trying to do that to make up to me. So then he's like, he's not coming back to my house. He's gonna stay at his homeboy's house because then he could just catch a ride with his homeboy back and forth to work. So that way it won't be so much on me and me having to drop the kids off and him and off and like everything like that. I was like, okay, fine. He doesn't come to my house for a whole week. Then the second week he doesn't come. The third week he doesn't come. So at this point, I don't care. His basket of clothes is still in my room. I mean, in the other room with my daughters. So I take that basket out and I put it in the living room. So whenever he decides he wants to come, his stuff is there. So I think like by the fourth week, he ends up asking me to come pick him up so he could get the rest of his stuff. And I'm like, okay. He's like, I'm gonna give you the $200, and then because I have to help Charity pay a light bill. And I was like, oh, okay, just like that. But I already knew for you don't give out money like that. You don't give out money like that. And for a simple fact, like, if your homeboy could let you sleep over his house for almost 2 to 3 weeks, why your stuff is still at my house when you could just stay with him?